Greetings everyone, Joseph James here, schooltrade.com, May 3rd, 2010. It's a brand new month, brand new week. Of course, happy May Day to all of you people celebrating the May Day holiday this weekend. Before we talk about the trades we took today, had a wonderful day in the room this morning to kick off the month of May. I want to remind you guys, right below this video, there's a link that will take you to our blog. All the most important stuff is always left in the blog. Videos, articles, news releases, all the important stuff, guys, in the blog. And don't forget about that search box there. That search box will make sure you guys can search for all the important topics in the upper right-hand corner. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to that blog. That way you guys get all the new stuff that comes out every day. We took 3 total trades today, guys. Just 3 trades. It was kind of a slow market this morning. We had that May Day holiday to worry about today. We took all 3 winners, though. As you can see, nice small winner at the beginning. Took a nice big wave winner there on the crude. Of course, we'll show you guys that in a second. We finished up the month of April, as you guys can see, with only 1 losing day. We had 1 losing day in March. We had 1 losing day in April. We finished up the month of April just shy of 9,000 USD. Always a difficult month of March and April, coming to that end of the first quarter there. So we're happy to see all the results here. But we did a great job this morning getting off to a good start here in the month of May. And we'll keep you guys posted the rest of the month. What's the most important thing that happened today? Well, of course, today was May Day holiday, so of course the bank holiday in many places throughout the planet of ours. Now, here in the U.S., the May Day holiday we found out today is actually the Labor Day holiday here in the U.S. So the May Day holiday is a global holiday. We, of course, in the U.S. celebrate it as Labor Day. So we don't celebrate it here in the U.S., right, May 1st, but we have to observe it as a trader because obviously the rest of the world trades it as well. So without a lot of people in the market today because of the holiday. Even though here in the U.S. we didn't have a holiday today, we still had to observe that holiday. So happy holiday to you guys. We had news at 8:30, which gave us a little bit of volume. We were able to get a trade off before 9:30 this morning. I was very surprised about that. Usually in a day like today where we have a Monday morning, slow start to the week, holiday Monday, so of course we didn't expect to see very much, but boy, we love to get that trade off before 9:30 in the morning because it always gives us that ability to put some money in our pocket ahead of the moves here at 9:30 and later on. But then we saw things die down very quickly. It was almost like we had about an hour and a half around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and 10:30, and then things started really dying down afterwards. So once again, we always watch our rules. We always watch the internals of the market tell us when things are slowing down. But we get our day started every morning by watching the dollar. Right? The dollar is where we start every morning out. And here is a snapshot this morning. Got the slow time frame on your left. We got the fast time frame on your right. Okay, both of which the dollar. So slow time frame on your left, fast on the right. And of course, you can see by looking at my slower time frame here, we have this sideways range defined from last week. And we were still trading inside of that range. But if you look at the most recent price action here, you can see we had been trending to the upside. Now again, we don't see very much of this trending environment on the dollar, recently. Last Friday we were moving down. This morning moving back up. Obviously inside of this wider trading range, but still we had an opportunity here until we looked at the fast time frame. We look at the fast time frame here now. The fast time frame shows us, you can see here at 3 a.m., at 8 a.m., and then 11 o'clock, it finally started moving for us, but for the most part, this thing was just quiet and choppy today. So we knew right away, we watched the dollar gives us the direction of the day ahead, and of course that dollar index tells us here, be careful, because as you can see, 3 a.m., 8 a.m., 11 a.m., nothing going on. It wasn't until late in the morning here we started seeing this thing really move for us, but by then we had already seen the price action slow down tremendously. The other markets are trading. So as you can see, dollar index told us to be very careful this morning right off the bat. Now, with that kind of in the back of our minds now, knowing the holiday was there, knowing the dollar was confirming this slower price action this morning, we had to be careful here. Now, like I said, we were lucky to get a good trade taken here just before the 9:15 alarm went off. That helped us kind of put some money in our pocket for the rest of the day. This at 9:11 on gold, the first trade of the morning on gold, the GC contract. Notice how we had the high of the overhead. Okay, and we had plenty of room. Right? We had enough room to get in that trade here. We, of course, went to the upside. We broke above this resistance level here. This red line is automatically located courtesy of my auto levels indicator. We break above that swing high for your breaker pattern long. Right? A breaker pattern is going to break through, pull back, and then continue to go right in the direction of the trend. 83.2 is the fill. Our first profit target of +4 got filled right away. Then things started slowing down a little bit. Stop gets moved up to entry +1, and we got bounced out at stop +1. So of course, 2 off at 4, that's 8. 2 off at +1, that's 2. 8 plus 2 is 10 ticks, or 100 USD. As you can see here, very simple pattern. But again, like we said in the room this morning, guys, our advanced members are trained on which one of these patterns to take, right? Why wouldn't you take the next one? Why didn't you take the first one? Okay, so we're going to tell you guys as advanced members which of these easy patterns to take based upon your entry rules. Okay, so make sure you guys are with us this week for training. We'll talk more about these patterns. Now, once we took some money out of the market on gold, we then started seeing some wave patterns on crude. Today was actually a decent day for the wave pattern because we were seeing a relatively decent range on a market like crude for being such a low volume day. Now the low volume had us on our heels obviously because we had to wait for the volume to come in to give us that confirmation to get in the trade. This was a great example of that here on crude. Now 9:30, 9:35, we're looking just before the US Open here. Well, just before the alarm went off at 9:35, we're looking for a wave pattern short. Now follow me upper left corner here, guys. In the upper left hand corner here, you have your wave indicator firing off, right? So we fire off short on our slower time frame chart. What's going to happen is we're then going to come down, right? We'll then come down. We'll then retrace back up off these lows into our trigger zone, right? And then come back to the downside here. Okay, so it's a movement down, then a retracement off the lows up into our falling trigger line there, right? Getting inside the bracket, just above the 8609 level there, my slower time frame. Once I got inside that bracket though, I had a tough job though. I had to now look at the speed of the tape. We knew already by momentum had already curled over and pointed down. But if you follow me over the lower left-hand corner here, you'll notice we had decreasing speed, and then all of a sudden, bam, right? It explodes in the speed of the upside there. Now that speed is exactly what we want to see. But the problem was, look at the time. It was just before 9:30. Now at 9:30, that's the US Open. The US Open is going to be a tough time to feel confident trading, guys. How many times have you watched me try to force a trade at 9:28 and get my head taken off? This was no different. Right? No different. So picture perfect pattern. Again, what I wanted to show you guys here was that speed. Right, that's the most important thing here. See how the speed here, lower left-hand corner, how it's falling, right? See how speed is falling. That's while price, follow me up here. Okay, that's while price is pulling right off these lows. So as price is retracing off of these lows here, right, we're trying to, of course, then short that retracement off those lows. We notice that price is falling. Okay, I'm sorry, we notice the speed is falling. If the speed is falling while the price is pulling up or retracing off these lows, that's perfect. This is the perfect situation because we want to see speed being very quiet, right? I want to see very quiet speed when I'm retracing off those lows. Then we have speed pick up as the buyers, right, are completely out of the picture. The sellers step back in. You can see above here lots of big sellers there on the tape, right? Speed picks up. Momentum is pointing down, and guys, that is a picture-perfect example of a wave pattern short. Now, why didn't I take that one? Bad timing, right? Bad timing. 9:25, 9:28. We had 2 minutes here until the U.S. market opened. But as you can see, though, perfect situation. I want you guys to focus on that speed of the tape. We want the speed to increase after we test that trigger line. That tells me the sellers for this short trade are still in control. Now, we missed this one. Well, we skipped this one, but we didn't miss the next one here at 9:49.